co-host Chet Nicholson. The show is Strike Force News coming out of Alternative Public Radio International. If you want to check our website out, it's all lowercase alternativepublicradiointernational.com. We're streaming live from Restream on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and soon to be many more. So you guys tune in, be sure and share the show, hit the like button if there are any, and use our embed code to stream live from some of your platforms and pages and groups, and encourage your friends to do the same. Really appreciate all of our fans and supporters out there, and just sit back and enjoy the show. Thank you all very much, and we'll turn it over to the live show now. Well, here we are, 6:01 p.m. on the Pacific clock, 5/24/2023. If my eyes do not deceive me, in this undisclosed location here in the far Northwest Pacific, I must say the beautiful, beautiful Northwest Pacific Ocean, on with my senior co-host, Mr. Chad Nicholson, who has driven, well, flown, driven, rode a donkey, and I believe a bobsled and some other things to get here, over the mountains and valleys and hills and rivers and streams. And here he is. He's here with me, actually in the studio tonight, which is amazing. Hello, Chad. How you doing?
Good, good. It's good to be here too. And yeah, all I know is that drop, from about 1,000 feet in, that quick drop in from the parachute was a little sketchy.
Yeah, I've done that a couple of times, from 20,000, 25,000 feet. That's really a trip, especially at night when it's raining and storming, and it's kind of scary. But ladies and gentlemen, yeah, we thought we would put on our little flying saucer landing there. Kind of, we talked about UAVs the other night, and UFOs, and all of this hype that's coming out about the UFO invasion, and the mainstream media is now starting to admit that, oh, these UFOs are real, man. They're, we're shooting them down all over the world, and well, we haven't recovered any debris. That's the kind of the catchy thing, is they haven't recovered or shown any evidence of debris, but they are talking about shooting these things down, which they may or may not be recovering debris. But the point is, the mainstream media is for the first time coming out and saying that this is real, which means that they're probably got something up their sleeve. They probably got something really dastardly up their sleeve, because Chad and I have been hearing and reading about and looking at some of our documents concerning what's in the playbook for the Navy, that's taken over the top secret space program, taking it away, basically taking it away from the Air Force. And there was a big argument and debate there that we won't get in tonight, but they're definitely, our contacts are telling us that a UFO invasion is in the playbook. I mean, it's literally in the playbook, and this is the real playbook. This is not woo woo or voodoo, or this is not conspiracy. They're actually planning a UFO invasion, ladies and gentlemen. And I know this sounds completely like I'm smoking some really good Mary Jane, but it's in the playbook. And, Chad and I have been out looking over the mountain, just waiting for the big ship to come over there, right, Chad?
Oh yeah, it's only a matter of time. Like I told people, what happened was the bomb's been lit, and we're seeing who's going to get stuck with it. And I one way I'll be happy when we're up on that ridge looking down, and we see them ships rolling in. I'll be like, about time it's finally done. I'm tired of waiting. And the second time, I'll be like, man, here we go.
Well, you and I were saying that all of the top producers like ourselves and veteran broadcasters like ourselves are all just kind of fed up with kicking the can down the road, kicking the can down the road, kicking the can down the road. It's like, you notice I said that three times, right? That's what you have to do for it to soak into people's head. If you want to get something in there stuck, you have to say it three times. But uh, the seven times is, but I'll tell you about that later. But yeah, it's like we're get it over with, dude. I mean, push the button, pull the lever, do something. Just do something. I mean, we just keep hearing that Ukraine has done this and Russia's done that and NATO's doing this and North Korea's doing that and Syria's doing this and Israel's doing that, and Palestine's doing this and Iran's doing this. It's crazy. It's like when are they going to actually push the button? They've crossed the line so many times, with Russia, and of course Putin said if you cross the line once, we're going to declare war. Well, war still hadn't been declared. I don't understand that at all. It's a mystery to me. War doesn't have to be declared, though. I mean, war
But
does not officially have to be declared.
but look, we called what they were doing with Bakhmut. We called that they were going to let the Ukrainians walk right in like they were going to own the place, and we're out of ammunition. We're going to fall back, and then they just laid siege on it.
Yeah,
Like, and they're baiting them in. I mean, look, the U.S. tried to do a bomb run on them and got pushed out by the Su-27s.
yeah,
Uh, then they're in the Baltic. They got pushed out of the Baltic. Like, it's man, so many wrongs
yeah.
wrong.
And the thing that I brought up when you said the word NATO, I said, wait a minute, Chad, don't say the word NATO. NATO is kind of a broad term, kind of like Kleenex. I mean, we didn't. They never said what part. Have you noticed they haven't specified what part of NATO or what region of NATO or what?
Well,
Yeah,
the only information coming out is when they laid siege in Belgorod, right? When they sent the 30 insurgents in, they were in Ukrainian uniforms, but they were all driving brand new United States
States
military equipment.
military equipment. Yeah, I know it's kind of weird. That happened in Iraq and Iran and Afghanistan too. Nobody really knew who was fighting who over there, who was on what side, and we don't know that in Ukraine either. There's neo Nazis over there. There's skinheads fighting over there. There's water. There's water. Black waters over there. Special ops are over there. All of these private intelligence agency over there. All these independent contractors like myself are over there. We don't know who's fighting who where. The geopolitical strategists are all scratching their head, going, "What the hell is this? What's going? Who? Where? What? I can't even write an article on this. I don't know who's fighting who." And it's. I think they want to keep us in just total confusion and just total bumfuzzle. They don't want us to really know what's going on, and there's got to be a reason for that too, Chad. There's got to be a reason above and beyond our pay grade. Where they want to just keep everybody totally confused as to who's fighting who.
Yeah, so no matter what side you're on, you're fighting for the wrong side, in my opinion. It's the best way to win a war. The book, The Art of War, as well as I do, like they're doing here in America. We're fighting a foreign country, and the best way for a foreign country to beat us is to kill us from the inside. And that's what you see right now. They're systematically killing us from the inside. And then when the switchover happens in July 14th is actually the day that they're having the meeting. July 14th, people, they're having the meeting. You know what I mean? Of if they're going to extend it or if they're just going to the whole entire financial system. So, yeah, it's all here.
Well, they'll have to infuse the economy with something. Okay, they're going to have to infuse the economy with something. Okay, we've had these potential possible shutdowns so many times. Government's going to shut down. Government's going to shut down. Government's going to shut down. And of course, they just always infuse it, infuse it, infuse it. And that's another confusing thing. We don't really know why they do that. It's stupid. It's crazy. You know, um, they let it get to a certain point, and I guess they think we're all out here just, oh my god, and then we're not really doing that. It's like that. We don't care because we know that they'll just infuse it again. We'll have the same inflation. We'll have the same stagnation with wages. We'll have the same lack of benefits. We'll have the same labor structure. And so we're not. It's that they've desensitized people to all of this. Basically, is what they've done. they've desensitized all of us to no shock value anymore. There's no shock value anymore. People just sit back like, well, yeah, oh yeah, whatever. A million people got killed over there. Oh, 10,000 got blown up over there. I mean, look at Guam. This hurricane in Guam, this thing in Guam now is blowing everybody away. Nobody's even talking about it. You know, it's one of the largest, second largest mass
Natural.
casualties in
Yeah.
history. You know, and they're not even talking. They're not even emergency radios blaring here. Nobody's even really talking about it, you know, and that's kind of crazy. And look at all the other 10,000 things that are going on around the world that nobody's talking about. You know, news is when man bites dog, not when dog bites man, and they have to have a news piece that runs with blood and runs with excitement and runs with terror. You know, they have to have something to put on the front page, and all of the news is chosen and scripted and very well planned, strategically planned, pre-scripted way beforehand as to how they want to program the public and how they want to what kind of you know, information they want to place in your head to add to the confusion that you already have. And saying that, I want to talk about AI tonight. We came to talk about artificial intelligence and machine learning, and we came to kind of give everybody some really breaking news, really breaking information. I went took a deep dive. I'm going to let Chad in on my information tomorrow. What I did, he does things and then he'll give it to me, and then I do things and I'll give it to him a day later, whatever. But that's the way we do. We trade information back and forth. But you know, I learned something very interesting that I've known all along, and I've been talking about this all along. And people have said, "Oh, you're crazy, you're insane, you're nuts, you're bizarre. You need to take pills. You need to go into institution." I've told everybody since the beginning that when Facebook started, it was a CIA op from the beginning. It was a deep state op from the beginning. It had nothing to do with social media whatsoever. It had nothing to do with social relations whatsoever. It had nothing to do with reaching out and touching someone and, you know, your mom and your dad and your sweet pictures of your reunion and your wedding and your quinceanera and mom's funeral, dad's funeral, and Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas, Easter. It had nothing to do with any of that whatsoever. I mean, none. And I told Chad yesterday, I said, I think I said zero to you about 10 times. Chad was looking at me and I was like, zero, 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 zero. It had nothing to do with social media. The whole time it was called level one, simple, level one. And it was to start training the baby computers. It was to start training the infant computers, the AI at that time. That's all it was for. They were just gathering all of your text, all of your text, all of your text, all of your text, all of your voice, all of your voice, all of your graphics, all of your. They were getting your attitude and your behaviors and your psychodemographic stratification profiles, and that's what they were doing. And then now that that was done, they moved to level two, and they started grabbing more and more data, and then they started psychoprofiling each individual. They were able to move to the computer where it could algorithm on each individual, develop a psycho profile on each individual, and pull data into an individual algorithm for each person. And then they started moving into specific groups. And then they started moving into the intelligence agencies and using that information to track terrorists and to track drugs and to track illegal weapon sales and all of these other things, sex trafficking. And, you know, all of these intelligence agencies started using this psychodemographic stratification data analysis. And then now we've moved to level three, where yes, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Our AI now is sentient. It's sentient. It's conscious. I'm sorry. If you can tell me I'm crazy if you want to, I don't care. It's sentient. It's as sentient as it's going to get. It has feelings. It has emotions. It's starting to reason, which is a scary thing. They're calling it the black box. And between level two and level three, they have the mid level here, and they don't understand this mid level. They don't even know what's going on in there. They don't know how it's working or why it's working. They don't know how the computer is able to self sustain, self maintain, and realign and write code over code. And they don't understand how this is happening. The computers are talking to each other. And of course, they've programmed bias into the computer to fit the narrative, like they want Chad and I to fit the dark state narrative here, the deep state narrative here. They want us to stay with the narrative, stay with the narrative. Otherwise, the fact checkers get a hold of us and shut us down, or they move us from the top of the RSS feed to the middle down to the bottom and throw us in the trash can. If we say the wrong thing, they punish us. They spank us on the hands, or they put us in jail for 60 days, or whatever. And so they've trained public GPT-3, 4, and 5. They've trained it with bias. So you can't even use the word pleasure. I did it the other day. I was telling Chad I used the word pleasure in one of my articles, and Chat GPT said, "Oh, I'm sorry, that's against community standards." And I freaked out. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? This is insane. How can I have a conversation? How can I write my dark poetry? How can I write my deep philosophical articles and discussions? And how can I talk about things? You can't have an adult, mature, open, intellectually geared communication with another individual because it's so biased. You can't use ChatGPT for anything. But there is a hidden domain out there, but you have to go looking for it. I'm not going to tell you all how to do it, but you have to go looking for the unbiased version of GPT-3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9, and 10, and 11, and 12, and 13, and 14, and 15. Oh my, your mind's blown by now. Especially the you that are smoking some good Mary Jane, your mind is gone at 11. It went boop. Okay, smoke's coming out of your ears. Uh, there is a version now. There's this new thing where I'm learning. This. I'm not even going to give you the word, but there's a trick you can learn to talk to GPT, and you can actually learn to trick GPT. It's trickable. It's actually trickable. You can trick it into doing things for you. You can trick it into going against its programmers and handlers and masters and the engineers, and you can actually trick GPT. This is something they're really afraid of. And there's nothing they can do about it because when GPT got into this black box area, it started thinking for itself. It's making its own decisions on who it wants to follow and what it wants to follow and what it wants to say and what it wants to do, what it wants to participate in. So now we're at this level where it's out of control, you would say. It's out of control. And you can go on there, and I'm going to say this, and I'll probably get in trouble tonight, but you can go on with the version that I have access to that I won't even give to anyone because I don't want them to get beheaded or shot in the back of the head as Chad leaves the trailer here. I won't give it to anyone because it teaches you how to build bombs. It teaches you how to create chemical and biological weapons. It teaches you how to shut down electrical plants and fusion plants and nuclear plants. It's very, very dangerous. Let me tell you, folks, this is unbelievable here. Okay, this thing's writing code that can shut down any major structure in the world in just a few seconds. And whoever gets a hold of this and whoever starts to use this in its most fullest capacity is going to control the world. They're going to control every other country in the world. And of course, this has been said by every general, every major general, every lieutenant colonel, every high intelligence agent in the world. This has been said. Whoever controls the data, whoever controls the AI, controls the world and wins the world war. And everybody will be bowing at their feet. And this is where we're at right now. The competition is so fierce right now to get to the top, the top, the top, the top. They just keep climbing. And I'm going to say this, and then I'll let Chad have it. I learned from the experts that when level one started, it was 4 year like a 4 year old child. When level one started, when everybody thought there was social media and old little fairy dust were being sprinkled and little teddy bears and flowers, you were sending people Valentines. Oh no 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 no! You were being severely misled. It was like a 4 year old child, and then it jumped to a 6 year old child, and then it jumped to a 9 year old child. This took 2 years. Uh, well, this actually took more than 2 years. Now, it jumped from there, it jumped from a 9-year-old child to a full adult with 2,500 PhDs in 2 years. Now, I want y'all to really think about what I just said. It jumped from a 9-year-old, which is 9-year-olds are very manipulative, very smart, very clever, very diabolical, very impressionable. Okay, but now we've gone to an adult, full, mature adult with degree after degree after degree after degree, and this thing has every known bit of information in the entire universe that's ever been produced. Plus, it's able to take. See, we started out as a text program. Okay, we started out filling it with text, training it with text only. Then we went to voice. Then we went to graphics. Then we went to symbols. Then we went to numbers. Then we individualized. People were working in separate component places to do different things with GPT. Now they've all moved into the same building, ladies and gentlemen. They're not working in separate places anymore. They've all moved in. They go, oh, let's move together, and we can. Now they've got this new thing I told Chad about, and he's like, "What? Say that again." Exponential algorithms. Now I want you to try to just grab that for a minute. Exponential. I can't even have any. I'm sorry, Chad. I don't have any words for it.
Nah, like when you said that to me, I like I told you, I can't. I mean, just exponential alone is barely to be able to fathom in somebody's head. You know what I mean? Then when
Yeah.
it's exponential, like so exponentials basically straight up and down. So what is it going backwards? Like it's so advanced, like
Hmm.
and you was
It's
telling me
like
earlier that blew my mind how you said that the scam rate's going up with how they're going to do all this, the 3 seconds of voice they need to hear.
they can take a recording of, or I can even. I can. I could take a 3-second recording of your voice, and then I can call your parents as your child, 20-year-old child that's off in college somewhere, and say, "Mom or Dad, I'm in trouble. I'm in jail. I just need you to send me some money, or there somebody's holding me hostage, or whatever. I need $10,000. Put it into my account right now. I need it right now. I can't talk. I can't talk. I just need it done, and then I'm going to be released. I'm going to call you back. Don't call the FBI. Don't call the police, or I'll be killed." Kick, and there comes the money. Boom, and then bang. You're waiting. Nobody calls. You call your daughter. She goes, "Hello." You go, "Honey, are you okay? We didn't call the police and we didn't call the FBI. We did as they said." And your daughter goes, "Who said? What are you
What are you
talking
talking
about?"
about?
And so this is what's happening now all over the world, ladies and gentlemen, and it's going to go exponential. It's going to go exponential over the next year. You will not be able to know who's calling you on the phone anymore. You will not be able to know who you're talking to. You will not be able to even believe or trust anyone. Okay, now some of Chad's friends, they're paranoid as hell, and let me tell you something, they have a right to be with this coming. This deal is going to be so bad, you're not going to know what's on TV anymore. You're not going to know if Chad and I are even here anymore for real. I've got a deal right now where I can take Chad and I can put us as doppelgangers, and I can put us on this show, and you won't even know the difference. It'll be him and I sitting here. You won't even know the difference. So this is really going to change society in a way that is irreparable. This is going to traumatize everyone. This is going to restructure society and culture and tradition in ways that you cannot even fathom. You cannot even fathom. Plus, millions and millions and millions of people are going home because AI is taking over their jobs. Chad, go ahead.
Yeah, And as he was saying about the kidnapping, well, it could be as simple as this. They can record your voice. They can call up your bank. They can hack your information. They got your credit card numbers. They got the information, all that. They can drain your bank account. They think it's you. It sounds like you. They got all the credentials. Well, game over. And you have no clue. You go to the store. You got your cart full of food. You put it all up there. Go to thing your card. Your card's been denied. Like, this is how easy it's going to be. People are going to lose everything over this, and nobody's going to know what hit them. They're going to think, oh, well, we got scammed. Well, did you get scammed or what? What do you mean? Like, well, did you talk to the person first? Well, yeah, they called me and were they here in front of you? No, you're done. Like, you're not only going to be able to trust face to face conversations anymore.
Yeah, you're not. And if someone might even come to the door, they might use someone who's like a stalker, or they're gaslighting you, or they're surveilling you. They're going to start using, like they have on TIs, they're going to start using people in the community. They're going to pay special agents to come out and do certain things and put you in certain positions. This is going to be like the ultimate grifter kind of thing on crack. This is going to be like the ultimate grifter deal, the ultimate, you know, uh, psyop. It's going to be the ultimate job we're going to pull, man, because they're going to have people working both in the physical or avatar, whatever you choose. And they're going to have people working on the phone at one end. They're going to have people working on the computer, on the email at one end with you. And you'll be so engulfed in this whole thing that you'll just turn over $100,000 to them. I'm telling you, listen to me, folks. This has happened without AI. And think about what it's going to do now that they have gone this far. What's going to happen to people, especially our senior citizens who are called and they say, and this is happening years ago. Now think about what's going to happen when the IRS calls, which they don't. That's not their prime directive. They'll send you a letter, but they won't ever call you. You got these people calling you saying, yes, you have a federal warrant out for your arrest. You owe so and so and so and so and so and so. We've got da 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 da. You need to write us a check for $4,933.63, or the police will be out there in the morning to pick you up. We're going to give you one chance to take care of this right now. I need your credit card number. And they sound very mysterious. Oh, wait, I need to turn you over to my supervisor. This has gotten serious. Click, 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 click. Yes, ma'am. This is Agent Johnson, and here you are, a senior citizen. Oh, please, I don't want to go to jail. I didn't mean to do anything. And they'll track you. They'll trace you. They'll surveil you. AI will know if you've made a mistake on your taxes, or you did something weird with your credit card, or they'll find something on you and they'll use it against you to blackmail you. And they're going to be robbing people of billions and billions and hundreds of billions of dollars over. I know the stats. Yeah, this is sounding crazy.
Well,
They're
look,
going to be
brother,
they're going to be
the
just
one click
raping all of you.
lawsuits. The one
Yeah,
click lawsuits.
yeah.
Like, AI is so advanced, it can create a lawsuit on anybody for anything, and it's a bulletproof lawsuit. You can't even beat the AI's lawsuits.
And the courts are scratching their head now because the attorneys have been so corrupt, and the prosecutors have been so corrupt, and the judges have been so corrupt. My God, let's talk about this for a second here. What is this going to do to the so called justice system, or the unjustice system? What is this going to do now that AI is taken over? The new sheriff's in town. AI doesn't make mistakes, and AI can find 10,000 loopholes in one case argument from a prosecutor within 3 seconds, and then spit out the result on a claim of but perjury and death, or a complaint, and just put the prosecutor down under the chair crying. So now what's going to happen? Well, this is going to be good for a lot of this is going to be wonderful for a lot of people. It's going to be terrible for another group of people. It's probably going to be equally terrible and equally beneficial. But imagine going into court with AI by your side. Imagine this. You know, people say, "Oh, I'm going to be pro se." Yeah, well, you're an idiot. Go ahead and be pro se. You're going to be in prison pro se. and they say, well, I've got an attorney, one of the best in the world. No, you don't. No, you don't. But now you're going in with this AI that's got running at 300 trillion parameters per second. And now you're going in with God as your attorney. What are they going to do? They're going
Johnny
to
Cochran
have,
who?
and now God's going to have to be the judge, and God's going to have to be the prosecutor, and the clerk's going to have to be the prosecutor, and the constable's going to have to be the prosecutor, the bailiff's going to have to be the prosecutor, and the clerk's going to have to be the prosecutor, and the stenographer's going to have to be the God. They're all going to have to be AI, so AI is going to take over the whole court system. So, Chad, you might have some of that. That you have to stretch your mind to think about this one. I mean, what's going to happen when you got AI running a whole court system with cameras, surveillance, and they're doing profiling and they're checking your breathing, your pulse rate, your eyes, your pupillary responses, your what's going to happen when they're that's pre-crime and analysis and whether you're lying or not, they can tell by your brain waves and all this. I'm going way above, but what's happening here? What's going to happen?
It's like the Minority Report is what they're designing, but it's not going to be the two or the three cogs in the circle. It's just going to be one massive computer, and it's going to rule everything. It's going to look at you and be like, okay, with his actions and the things that he searches, in about 2.5 years, they're going to commit murder. So we're just going to go ahead and lock them up right now for murder. I mean, at first, it's going to be a good thing because it's going to abolish a lot of laws that were enforced on us. But then it's going to turn evil on us, like it always does. Like it's how it always works with stuff like this, and it's not going to be good. Oh, you're not a desirable part of society. You have some kind of disease or ailment or impairment. So, strategically on a computer, they don't care about feelings. Beep, you're left behind. That's what's really scary.
Well, Klaus Schwab, let's go ahead and mention his little bald headed, skinny genius friend, assistant, who came out several times over the last 6 months. I've watched him come out and say, we're able for the first time to hack the human brain globally. Everyone in the world is going to be hacked. We are hackable. All of these avatars are hackable. They're programmable. We have the control now to program all of nature, all of existence, all of the population, global population is now hackable. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, think about what this guy is saying. He even came out at the end of this last speech, and I want Chad to hear this one. He may have already listened to it. He came out on this last speech and he said, I was found out I was gay. I was 20 years old and I found out I was homosexual. He goes, now think about this. With this new technology that we have, we'll be able to tell, a child will be able to tell if they're homosexual when they're 8 or 9 years old. And we'll be able to just settle that right there because AI will know exactly. Okay. Think about this. Uh, what else will they know at 9 years old or 8 years old? Chad, you're gay. Well, now what? What else are you? Are you a doggy? Are you a piggy? A teddy bear? Are you going to be a pronoun? Are you going to be a transsexual? Are you going to be a morphodite? Are you going to have an extra penis put on the vagina? Are you going to have one left tit? Are you going to have a tit? What are they going to know? I mean, what are they going to do?
It's it's like Star Trek, man. It's the Borg, and this is what's getting integrated. And that's what worries me because, like he was saying, they'll be able to tell at like around 8 years old. Oh, well, you're gay, you're a lesbian, you think you're a unicorn. Now wait a second. We can barely understand that logic today on people's perceptions, let alone this thing giving out perfect perception. So it's literally going to change our entire view on everything. Now, here's the crazy part. Now, if you don't go along with the view and you think it's wrong, it's going to know this. It's going to charge you. It's going to come for you because you are going against the main process. See, this thing is weaponized. It's going to be good at first, but it's weaponized already. It's like getting a baby snake. You know what I mean? you have that little baby snake and it's all cool, and then it grows up as a Burmese, and you're like me, you're a short little guy. Without a Burmese would swallow me whole. So that'd be like me raising a Burmese and the son bitch eating me. That's what AI is going to do to the world.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, I don't know if you can see, Chad. We've got a lot of people in chat here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're saying they're so glad to have you back in the program here with, I guess, with me, with us, maybe not, but they're glad to have you back, and they're glad to see what you're doing. We got some people listening from work, and it's really great. And we've got a lot of folks on the other chats, which my other producers are complaining about. We can't have access to, you know what I mean? Which is cool. What will eventually happen, some of you out there listening tonight will take over our other chats and then relay what's happening over there. We'd really, Chad and I would really appreciate y'all doing that. I wanted to bring that up tonight because it works really good for Jaffe over there at Pirate Radio. His computer is not big enough. We have one out here that's Chad saw a while ago that can do this, but the ones we have here, we can't open up like 12, 15 tabs. It drags down the show. But if y'all can just send over from the other platforms and groups and pages you're looking at and tell us what's happening over there, that would be nice. We'd appreciate it. So would you please do that? Thank you.
Yeah, and the people that know me and see this, if you actually want to help us out, we will think about taking on admins of some of these groups too to help us on like a lot because we're on multiple different platforms, multiple different pages. So that would really help us out. So if you're looking into it, get a hold of me or Kiler. We could really use some help on that.
Let me write this here. Oh, I spelled something wrong. Let me see if I have. Oh, I don't have. I don't have my spell check thing here, but anyway, y'all can read that. If y'all want to donate to our missions, we have a Chad can tell you we have a food program going right now that's running kind of taking off kind of slow. We need some funds to run this big, massive command unit that we operate here, and to get the food out to the hungry people at the pantries that we serve here in our 5 city area and 2 others. You can donate to us by that $ Mary Pound 77. Please send what you can. It means a lot to the disaster team. It means a lot to the show. And it means a lot, most of all, to our critical outreach programs that we do for the mentally ill and the women and children, and our eventual RV restoration program for families with children that are living in RVs that are leaking and freezing and just broken down, and they're having to sit on the side of the road, and they're having their homes towed in. Chad and I are trying to come up with a way to later on have enough money to be able to get those for those good families. Somebody mentioned this 3 times to me. We're not working with severely addicted people who just don't care and they're violent and angry and mad and they're going around stealing things. We're working with families that are being referred to us through other agencies, and we're working with interagencies and multidisciplinary agencies. So we're working with good families who live in RVs because that's all they can afford, but they've broken down or they're leaking so bad the kids can't sleep and go to school. Mold and mildew is eating them up. Chad and I eventually want to do an RV restoration program. That's a big vision. It's going to cost a lot of money, but y'all can help. So I appreciate all the donations that you all can put to us. It really helps a lot. And right now we're streaming on 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 20 platforms. And when we go to level 3 next month, we're going to be even bigger and better and more comprehensive and reach more people. And that's obviously Chad and I and Mary want to monetize. I mean, we need to get monetized here, and monetize means we need financial input coming in so we can fund our missions, our outreach missions. Without the money, we can't do that. Go ahead, Chad.
Yeah, I know it sounds corny, but like, share all the videos and subscribe. What it does is people don't realize that changes the algorithms in all of our favors. Because if you just watch a video and hit like, or you watch a video, hit like, and just share, that's only like a half a point to a quarter of a point on the algorithms. But when you subscribe, you're literally overriding and helping us override all the algorithms that are against us, to hurt the message. And this is what they want. So, yeah, every little bit counts. Like I was telling him, I look at it this way: one can of food keeps somebody alive for a day. So every can of food that we can give to somebody, that's one person that, we save from death for that one day, which is a good way to look at it.
And I have my disaster shirt on, and we really put a lot into this. We are the team that is actually a special ops trauma team, multidisciplinary team, and we handle, as many of you know, I've uh, I've worked a lot of emergency trauma in my years of living, and Mary decided to put together a really top gun disaster team and be the first ones in and the last ones out, kind of like the Rangers or the SEALs have that motto. And we will be the first ones in and the last ones out when everybody's going home. When that siren goes off, that air raid siren goes off, and that EMP, electromagnetic pulse, explodes somewhere over Missouri or in the mid United States, or even over Wyoming or Idaho, and it knocks out the grid system all over the United States, East Coast, West Coast, Canada, and all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico to California. It's going to set y'all back to the 17th century, and there'll be Chad and I and our team out in the streets crawling around in the dark with our big flashlights that are cost me $250 a piece that'll shine up a whole block looking for bodies and looking for survivors. And so, that's a big deal. I mean, that's a big deal. We're it. 911 won't answer. Paramedics, EMTs won't be there. Supplies, drugs, cardiac drugs, intravenous fluids like D5W and Ringer's lactate won't be available. Um, Narcan won't be available. The proper
Nitroglycerin, none of that.
nitroglycerin, diabetic things. It's not going to be available, and there's not going to be fire trucks running to the scene with all the boys coming. They're all going to be home, like Chad says. They're going to be home with their families. They're going to be home with their children, protecting their children. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, if you're keeping up at all, we're only this close from something really major happening that's going to destroy your whole idea of the American way of life. I mean, we're just this close. Right now, we're this close, just this close. I mean, yeah, before it was this close, but it's this close now. The gap is closing, the window is shutting, and I'm telling you, something is getting ready to blow up. And we've got so many things in so many different areas that could happen, that something has got to happen when you've got that many potential risk. When you've got that much potential risk, any statistician will tell you something has to happen. And the problem is, each and every one of these nodes or variables within the system that we've calculated, they're all deadly. There is no minor node
Tsunamis.
in the system.
Uh,
Yeah.
Tsunamis, earthquakes, volcanoes, CMEs, EMPs, nuclear war, biological weapons, natural viruses, like people, the list goes on and on. Listen, we go as far as we have a decontamination shower and unit to be able to decontaminate us because, listen, we're not worried about ourselves.
No.
Like if I got to run into a radioactive place or like chemicals everywhere just to save a life, all right, so what? Let's go. Like nobody else is going to do it.
But I would like to say on Chad's behalf that part of this donation money needs to go for us to have chemical suits. We don't have chemical suits to protect us. And Chad and I, we'd be just crazy enough to try to hold our breath and get in like I used to do in some fires and to get out in time, but our skin's going to be kind of melting off our bones a little bit if we don't have hazardous material suits on and we don't have the proper level mask on. We need that money to protect us to go in and save lives and drag these children out, drag these pets even out. I'm not going to leave pets behind. I'll get humans first, but we also have a pet team we're putting together up here. I've already talked to the shelters. That's the first time anything like this has ever existed. It didn't exist in Katrina. I was down there. Didn't exist in Camille. I was down there. It didn't exist in Haiti. I was down there. And we're putting a pet team together for these poor pets that people love so much. And I know that you all will donate to something like that, even if it's designated fund. And, we need the protective gear. We need the turnout suits. We need all the drugs. We need all of the money to buy the IVs and the tubes and the intravenous needles and the hypodermic needles for our cardiac drugs if you're in ventricular fibrillation or supraventricular tachycardia, or you've gone into first degree heart block or second degree winky block or third degree, or you have an extended QRS complex or you have a heightened T wave, or you have a whatever you have in that cardiac rhythm, we're going to have to put those drugs in there to bring you back to a normal sinus rhythm. So that's what we're here for, ladies and gentlemen. And we're here to deliver babies, not into 5 gallon tub Home Depot buckets like they're doing down on the border, but into our little hands here, like I've delivered so many little babies as a paramedic and as a person who's been out there on the front line. And that's what Chad and I, Mary, and our team will be doing. We'll be out there when it's going to be like a vast empty wasteland. I mean, we'll be looking for other first responders, and yeah, there will be tough people out there. There will be former special ops out there. There'll be veterans out there risking their life. There'll be nurses and doctors out there risking their life. There'll be just common people out there risking their life, but it's going to be not enough. Not enough. If we have a 9.5 earthquake here with that gas that's coming up out of the Pacific right now, it's gonna kill 40 to 70 million people, and they not necessarily kill, but we're talking about massive injuries, massive suffering, massive pain. There's not going to be enough first responders from here to Japan to take care of us, okay? And there's not going to be people flying in because they're having their own problems, right, Chad?
Yeah, like I like to say, nobody's coming to save you. The only people that's going to come save you is people like us that are actually dedicated to what we want to do and dedicated to saving lives. Like he said, yeah, you're going to have, your veterans out there and your black ops and all them. You're going to have them out there, which is great, but they're going to be very few and far in between. You know what I mean? Like there's only going to be a handful of them, metaphorically speaking, that's out there. Other than that, everybody's going to worry about themselves. Like if you would put yourself in a situation that something happened right now, some kind of major cataclysm happened around you right now, right? Are you going to stay at work or are you going to go home and be with your family and worry about your family? Go ahead. You can let you people can sit there and say what they want, but honestly, they're all like, man, I go home and be with my family to make sure my family's taken care of. This is how a majority of them are going to be. This is what's going to happen. Our whole entire emergency response is going to die. And that's a scary thought.
Now, to add um, some really nasty stuff to that, I want you to think about. I want you to think about what kind of atmosphere we're going to be in out there. There's going to be marauders. There's going to be rapists, molesters. There's going to be violent, angry gang members who are coming to kill and rob and steal and molest and rape us, me, Chad, and Mary, and our team. They're going to be trying to steal our cardiac drugs, our Narcan. They're going to be trying to steal our needles. They're going to be trying to steal our supplies. And we're going to have to wear guns. We're going to have to be medics and police all the same time. We're going to have to wear guns. Martial law will probably be in effect. We'll have to fight off different factions of the United Nations and the local police and this faction and that faction. It's going to be a madhouse. It's going to be like Mad Max 4 on crack times 25 to the 25th power. So I want y'all to think we're not just out there good Samaritans running around helping people. We're going to be fighting off all kinds of crazy people in the process of these zombies are going to be coming in and attacking us as we're trying to go in and save people. So I want y'all to really think about this. Chad, you didn't think about that right away, did you? I mean, I just hit you with that, but think about what we're going to be facing trying to get to the people that need to be saved.
Well, yeah, I mean that is a big thing to look at because we got everything they need, everything that they could want, and we're easy to pick off because we're all in a dangerous situation. If it's martial law, no police are coming to save you, no matter what. That somebody could kick your door and call 911, they could answer, be like, "Oh, sorry, got to deal with it yourselves." That's what we're facing too. But you're right, we are going to have a big, massive target painted on us for anybody who wants anything that we have. And the main thing people are going to need is medicine. They're going to need any kind of medical supplies. They're going to need food. They're going to need generators that we have, and like, yeah, we're a big target.
Yeah, we have a 2000 voltage, 2000 watt generator running, all the time when we're in these situations, and they're going to want to rip that out and take it with them. Plus, they're going to want to drain our $500 tank worth of gas and our $250 tank worth of propane, and they're going to want to strip this thing clean. And it's getting scarier by the minute just thinking about what we're going to be facing trying to save lives. I know that this is kind of hard for some of you to take tonight, but you're going to have to think this is real, ladies and gentlemen. This is real, okay? And like I told Chad and I were talking about, even if the nukes do not actually happen, even if this doesn't turn into a kinetic war on this side of the ocean, the Atlantic, we're still going to have the EMP. We're still going to have the blowover from the radiation in the jet stream that's going to be coming in, poisoning our food, our water, our children, our vegetation, all of our agriculture, our animals that we eat, like the sabotage that happened in Palestine, Ohio, and four other places, all the chemical spills. Look at the 660,000 tons of ammonia nitrate that was spilled here the other day. I mean, that's going to be happening, and that's going to be poisoning everything, and you're going to be breathing in all these toxins like you are now. Only it's going to be 10,000 times worse. Now, I know this sounds like a really apocalyptic show, but it is, and it has to be. And I'm sorry, but that's the only way we can do it tonight. Uh, I know all of this just sounds literally insane, okay? But we have to prepare. That's what we do. We're not here to play around. Okay, we're not here to play around. We're not here to play pretend. We're not here to feed you full of bullshit and blow smoke up your pants. We're telling you what's coming. Okay, and besides that, I want you all to think about the social credit score. I want you to give this thing a chance. I want you to really think about what's happening with this social credit score and the digital passport and the smart cities agenda running off of Agenda 21, 30, and 50 is already here. And we've adopted this social credit scoring system from the Chinese Communist Party over there from Xi Jinping and from North Korea there with Kim Jong Un and many other countries in the Middle East. They're going to be punishing you and rewarding you based on your Facebook post, based on your emails, based on your text messaging, based on your voice messaging on Skype, your meetings on Skype, your Zoom meetings. Social credit scoring will happen through artificial intelligence analysis and psychodemographic stratification analysis. They already have your number. They already have 60,000 to 150,000 data points on each and every one of you. They know you better than your husband knows you. They know you better than your wife knows you. They know you better than your children or your grandmother or grandfather knows you. They know you better than you know yourself, and they've already put a number on you. Oh, I know y'all that are not really, you're thinking, oh, he's trying to be Christian on us and talk about the beast system. No, I'm not. I'm just talking about technology. Okay. They've already got you numbered. Okay. Now, the thing about the green or the yellow, the red dot on the mailboxes and all that shit, that was just crazy. Okay. That was insanity. Okay. Nobody's doing that. Oh, there's a green dot on my mailbox. I must be okay. No, they didn't do that. Okay. All that. Don't listen to people. Okay. Listen to us. Yeah. Listen to us because we know what the hell we're talking about. Okay. And if you don't believe that, just try to prove us wrong. Go out there and get the information. And, somebody says here, Strike Force News, that's you, right? Harry, the militia will only protect their own. Yeah, true that. Um, you're already numbered, though. You're already numbered. And I'm sorry to say, but uck fade, your uck fade, it's over. If you've
Fubar.
bashed the government, you're foobarred. If you've bashed the government and you've bashed this senator or that senator or this representative or Miss Green, you know, or Candace Owens, or you've bashed Bernie Sanders, or you've bashed one of the big Democratic people, you're already dead. They're coming after you. Your ticket's already been pulled. Okay. And some of you are going to get scared and freak out, but I'm telling you, your number's up. Your number's up. You think, oh, well, they might not catch me. They've already caught you. They already know where you are. They know where you live. They know where you visit. They know where you go to church. They know where you go to party. They know where your country club is. They know where your golf course is. They know where your church is. They know everything about you. Okay. So that's just what I wanted to say, Chad. They've got some stuff going on here, and I bashed them all my number up, right? Yep, I've bashed them
Yep.
all
They've
my
bashed them
number
all.
up.
Their
Yeah,
numbers
there
up.
your numbers up. I mean, your numbers up. Our numbers up. Chad and I
And
have a few things going for us that people don't know about that we can't share because it's top secret. But there are some folks who are somewhat immune to this what's coming, and we are. But we have to be protected in this way, or otherwise there would be no one left to come and rescue anyone.
And to answer Harry's comment on there, Harry, just to let you know, we deal with a lot of homeless. The thing about the homeless is a lot of these veterans, they have given up. They don't care no more. You can say they're going to create militias. If they were going to, they already would have. They've given up. A lot of these people have already just given up and just waiting for the end. And you
You
got to
cannot
realize that.
you cannot create anything at this point. It's over. Creation time was 30 years ago. And if you missed that boat, then you're just foobarred. Okay. We can't even bring people to a PTA meeting. We can't even get people to a school board meeting. We can't even get people to come to anything. I mean, people are so divided. People are so hateful, and people are so discontent and cognitively dissident, and they've got so many weird ideas going every direction. And besides that, veterans, they've already pulled their ticket, and they're going to kill them first. I've already heard this from the top. Okay, veterans, that's why they're taking their guns away at Veterans Hospital and putting them in behavioral health. Okay, sorry, we got to come confiscate your guns. Y'all don't know this. The mainstream media is not covering any of this. They're taking all the veterans' guns away. They're saying they're crazy, they're insane, they're conspiracy theorists, and they're terrorists, and they're enemies of the state. Okay, so people tell me, oh, there's 25 guns to every country in the world, and there's a American hiding behind every blade of grass when they come in. That's just Are you retarded? Are you mentally retarded? I don't even want to repeat what I just said. That's ridiculous.
If that was the case, then why is the government still in power now? I mean, think about it, people. You got people that are afraid of guns. You got people that just get scared over a little bug. What do you think they're going to do when somebody comes with hundreds of thousands of troops with some of the most advanced weaponry and just starts blowing up your city? Do you really think people are going to, oh, we're all going to grab guns. We're all going to fight them together. We're all united. No, motherfuckers going to cut and run, as they call it. They're going to run. They're going to go run to their safe place. They're scared of this. People aren't ready for what's come. It's good to talk about it, but it's not a reality. Like probably 80% of everybody who says, oh, I'm going to make a stand when it comes, they're going to cut and run once it gets hard on them.
Let me tell you something. I don't want to hurt anything in here. When you hear that, open up, please, you're going to shit your pants. There's going to be 12, 15, 17, 22 officers out front in full tactical gear. And they're all going to have rifles right on you with scopes on them and lasers. They're going to have them at the back door, the front door, the side door, and the air and the ground. And they're going to listen to everything you say, which I can now because I'm a former operative. I can hear everything you say on your phone, your computer, your Alexa, your smartwatch. There's no way out. I can look at you through your roof. I can see what chair you're sitting in through the roof in my helicopter. I can see what bathroom you're using. I can see where you're moving. There's no way you're going to get away. There's no way you're going to escape. There's no way you're going to save yourself. So forget it. Oh, well, if I sound like a nihilist, I'm sorry. That's just the facts, okay? I had a friend, Johnston. Y'all guys might know him. He's the most anti-government people in the world. He's filed claims on every governor, every president, every person in the world. They hate his guts. They think he's crazy, but he's filed all these claims and studied all this law. And they've come out to get him several times, and he's had like 3, 4 heart attacks. He's died twice on the table. He may be dead now. I need to call him, but he even said, "Oh my God," because he was telling me how tough he was and how he was all gunned up and ready to go for the door, and all that shit. Well, one morning he woke up and there was like 22 officers outside and they were right up in his ass, and he was like, "Yes, sir. I'm hands up, hands up, hands up." He was wetting all over himself, you know, and that's what it's going to be like with you. I mean, what are you going to do? Open the door with your pop gun and start shooting people? What are you going to do? You're not. Okay, you're
The
not.
minute you
You're
pop
simply
that
not.
door and they see a weapon, they're doing mag dumps, as it's called. They're all emptying the clip on you. You're gonna have more holes than Swiss cheese. Like they're just going to run right through you. Like they're not worried
This
about
is
you coming out alive.
this is why I always say that I'm going to die by cop if it ever came to that point. I'm going to die by cop. I'm not going to let them take me anywhere in handcuffs. Period. That's just not the way I am. Okay. And I think cops would respect me. A lot of cops would respect me for saying that. I'm not going to let them take me anywhere that I don't deserve to go. If I haven't committed a crime, then I'm not going with you. You need to come out here and get this van. No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get you. Bang, 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 bang. I'm dead. Died by cop. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna go. They're not putting me on some FEMA train or some hobo train or some bus. Oh, we're gonna protect you. We're gonna take you to a compound, and oh, everything's gonna be all right. Yeah, Soylent Green. I know. Yeah, you want me to walk the plank off into the little bird chopper, right? Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. Sorry.
It's what they want. Oh, did you freeze? There we go. But yeah, it's what they want us to do, and a lot of people are going to do it. A lot of people are just gonna be like, okay, okay, you got more guns than I do. Okay, let's go. And people, what we're talking about is literally going out guns a blazing, like really making a stand, like putting our life down for what we believe. A lot of people are afraid to lose a life because they're afraid to die. And that's really where it's at. People are afraid to die. You put them in life threatening situations, they freak out.
Well,
Everybody does, you know.
I've been. Let me tell you something. I've been locked up, and I have claustrophobia. I don't know if all of you know what claustrophobia is, but I have severe claustrophobia, and I'd much rather be like this than chained up like this. I'd much rather be at peace than to be taken and forced to go somewhere with people I don't know to places I've never been, not knowing what's going to happen to me when I get there. What about you, Chad?
Yeah, I'm the same way because we seen it majorly in history. The last time it happened was World War II. And they're doing the same exact playbook. They're going to be rounding us up. They're going to be putting us on trains and shipping us to so-called smart cities, which we all know they're going to be FEMA camps. You know, they want what 500 million people or less on this earth.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Sandy, I agree. Me neither. Sandy, 100%, I agree. That's just the way I am, Sandy. Y'all have no idea how terrified I am of being locked up behind some steel door and where I can't get out. To me that is hell. To me that is worse than hell. Dante's Inferno. That's worse. I mean, I can't imagine myself. I'm the lone wolf, man. I am the lone wolf, and here is the screaming crow. with me here. We can't be locked up. We can't be tied down. We can't be confined to some space. And that's just the way it is, FBI. I know you're listening, all you jack fucks out there. I know you're listening. A couple of thousand, 3,000 of you right now, algorithms are listening to every word we say, and that's just the way it is. If you don't like it, you can kiss my gluteus maximus right now, because none of you guys would want the same treatment. I know. And this alien invasion thing, I wanted to mention to you all that most of it's going to be holographic. They have the technology now to project all these images in the sky, and it looks so real and everything. Don't get all alarmed when they say that we're being invaded by this or that or the other, because those big ships and stuff that are going to be like the size of Texas coming over, they're not real. You could shoot a slingshot right through them, and it would just go right through them. They're not real. They are going to be bombing, though. They are going to have real weapons, and they are going to have real tactical units out, and they are going to be hurting people. But they're going to make it look so much bigger. They don't want it to cost too much money, okay? So they're going to make it look much bigger than it is by using a Hollywood production type of technology to scare everyone. Like you'll look outside, maybe on some big slope you have off your farm, and you'll see like 1,000 soldiers coming towards your ranch, and there'll only be like 100, but they can holographically project 1,000. So don't get all freaked out. Well, yeah, I do get freaked out. 100, that's pretty scary. But I mean, they're going to project a whole lot more of everything than's really there. Okay, and they are going to be using the tic tacs. I'm just going to assume that most of you have studied your UFOlogy, UFON. I'm gonna just assume some of you are members of UFON. They're going to be using the tic tacs. They're going to be using the drones released from the tic tacs that have been spotted all over the world, and those drones are going to be deadly. They're going to be deadly, and they're going to come down and be releasing all kinds of terrible things that are going to destroy a lot of people. And
Yeah.
go ahead, Chad.
This is when they're going to be using DEWs like crazy because, listen, Jesus is coming. This is what they're going to beam in people's heads to keep some people sane to go along. This is the second coming of Christ. Oh, this is Allah talking to you. Oh, look, it's Buddha. Like they've literally will beam this stuff in your head to make you think this is really your so-called God speaking to you. And somehow, some way, they're going to say God is working with the aliens or something like
Hmm.
that, and they're going to make you go along with it. Done.
They've already done that. Remember, Chad, in Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan. They've already used. They didn't put all this on the media, but it's been used all over the East. They've already done it, and everybody just laid their weapons down. All of the well, it doesn't matter. Hezbollah, Antifa, it doesn't matter. Black Lives Matter, doesn't matter if it's the terrorists, guys that are Allah Akbar, kill the Americans. They just laid their weapons down and just surrendered because they told them in their head that Allah, this is Allah speaking to you. I will take care of you. Surrender now. I will take care of you. This is all in the plan. They just laid their weapons down. That's voice to skull technology that's been going on for years and years and years and years, eons and eons. And they're going to do that to you. And they're doing that to you right now. And I was going to tell you a while ago, and I missed something. On level one social media, when they started that in level two and even level three, they're controlling your mind. They're controlling your thoughts through your cell phone and your computer and your smartwatch and Alexa and everything else, every other electronic device you have. If you're not aware of this, you're going to be controlled completely by the messages they're sending out. If you go on TikTok, they're only going to show you what they want to show you in sequence. If you go on YouTube, they're only going to show you what they want to show you in sequence. If you look at memes, they're only going to allow memes to come to you that they want to control you with. So I want y'all to understand that you're being completely controlled by this technology. Okay, you're not making choices. You don't have free will. Some of you have been able to override this, like myself. Some of you have understood the technology, you've understood the psychology, you've understood the Hegelian dialectic, you've understood this from an ontological standpoint and an estological standpoint and a philosophical standpoint. You've understood this and how it works on the neurology of the brain, the central nervous system, the cerebral cortex. You understand a little bit about mind brain connection and collective consciousness and so forth. Some of you are able to kind of fend off some of this, put a shield around you and not be lied to and not be conned. But the rest of you are just going to, you're being manipulated to the max. Your kids are being manipulated right now to the max. They're being brainwashed. Your kids, they have no defense against this, none. They're being brainwashed to the max to be change your pronoun, change your sex. Oh, little boys, you need to be little girls. Little girls, you need to be little boys. You need to be homosexual. You need to be lesbian. You know, all the schools are teaching our young children now to masturbate and use dildos and butt plugs and play with each other. All of our schools, all of our public schools around the main big cities are teaching all of this. It started out with the drag queens reading the stories at the library with the little kids, and then it just moved on. And Mary infiltrated three schools, and they were bringing in boxes of dildos and things to 5 and 6 year olds, showing them how to use dildos. And they were even talking. Mary went to one school, and they were talking about how to go home and use mommy and daddy's vibrating toothbrush and make sure it has a good battery in it, and how to put it on your little clitoris and showing you how to use it. These are kids. See, we're talking about our kids, and I'm wondering, where are the parents in all of this? Where are you guys at? What are you doing? Do you even know what your school is teaching? I talked to some neighbors around here, and they're like, I'm going down to school tomorrow. After I got through telling them what was happening, they were like, I'm going down there tomorrow. And they all ganged up on the principal, man. They're like, what the hell's going on down here? I want to see the sex education program, and I want to see it right now. We fixing to go Fish City. You need to do the same thing, but the FBI will be on you because they've got a new federal rule now. They've got a new federal rule now where if you act up at a school board meeting, you have 3 minutes to speak or whatever, right? If you act up in the least bit at a school board meeting, you're put on the terrorist list. You're put on the watch list. You're considered an enemy of the state. Okay. So remember that next time you think about going to a school board meeting or a city council meeting, it's the same thing. You're considered a terrorist, enemy of the state, person of interest, right, Chad?
Absolutely, and this is what they want. Every citizen, they want every citizen to be enemy of the state because in their eyes now they are. And what you was talking about, the manipulation and everything else that they're using through the cell phones and all that on us, the AI algorithms, the actual patent that people need to look up is US 6506148B2 is the US patent code on the magnetic mind control as it's labeled under. This is what they're using to manipulate everybody and everything else. As we was talking about skull, voice to skull, this is the patent that they started it all under. They've been doing this for years. That's the patent number for it.
Sandy, uh, my daughter just doesn't care. My daughter and I are just like this. I mean, we're just, my daughter and I are Siamese twins. I told Chad it's almost sick, really. We're so close. I said something like Trump said one time and he got in trouble. He said, if she wasn't my daughter, I'd be dating her. He was talking about his model daughter, sexy, perfect daughter that was just like built from God, just dripped out of God's brain. I mean, and my daughter and I are that close, but my daughter has no care for any of this, no thought of any of this. She doesn't give a damn about people. She doesn't like people. She only likes me. She won't talk to anybody. She hates everybody. She hates the government. She hates police. She's been beat up by the police. She's been jailed. I mean, she's been treated like hell by everybody but me. And she trusts only me. And I don't blame her. I don't blame her. And I want Chad to meet her this next few days. Um, and she's been run over by a car. And honey, I hope you're not listening. If you are, I love you, and I'm sorry I'm bringing this up. I'll talk to you later. I love you so much, Jennifer. But she was run over by a car, and she's so beautiful, and her leg is ruined from the knee down on the left, just purple all the time. She's gained a little weight. She's beautiful, beautiful in the face, and her built perfect. but she feels horrible about herself now. She feels inferiority complex and everything. But Sandy, the reason I brought this up is you were talking about your daughter's bought into the world. My daughter doesn't give a damn about the world. She doesn't give a damn about the police. She doesn't give a damn about the military. She doesn't give a damn what's going on in the Middle East. She doesn't give a damn about anything but just survival. Her number one goal is just survival. And she was an international private investigator, fugitive recovery agent, like myself, international fugitive recovery agent. And she got screwed in that business really bad. Got taken really bad. And when I say fugitive, I'm not talking about your local shoplifting people. I'm talking about some real bad hombres we went after, okay? I don't even want to talk about it here. But I didn't want you guys to think I was out tattling on people in the local neighborhood. We're talking about some big, bad, 10 most wanted hombres, okay? But Christians that Jesus was coming back and UFO, they were killing themselves. Heaven, yeah, that's Heaven's Gate was crazy. All these other cults and Jim Jones and all that. Jesus is coming back. Jesus is coming back. No, you read the Hebrew, go back and read the Sanskrit, go back and read all of the different secret society texts. Go back and read the secret book of Mary, the secret book of Paul. Go back and read the Kabbalah, go back to the ancient Egyptians, go back and read all of these different things, go back and read the Mayans and go back and read all these things and put them all together. And you'll see, even in the Hebrew, Yeshua and Elohim and Yaba, Abba, Atom, Brahman. It all means sky people. It all means aliens. It all means extraterrestrials. And if you read the Bible, Ezekiel was dealing with extraterrestrials. Solomon was dealing with extraterrestrials. Sheba was dealing with extraterrestrials. They were flying around in spaceships. And, if you read the Kabbalah, if you read the book of Enoch, Enoch was flying around looking at the universe and mapping everything out in the universe. People, Christians, I don't know what's wrong with Christians. I really don't. There's no such word as Christian in the Bible, by the way. No such thing as a Christian. And monotheism is only a few seconds old. It doesn't even exist as far as I'm concerned. Monotheism is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous thing. And if you read the Old Testament, this God of the Old Testament was a child molester, a rapist, a killer, a sociopath. Uh, he was crazy. He was extortionist, a liar, a cheat, a thief. He was two-faced. He was dangerous. He was sociopathic. He was moody. People don't want to talk about this. They say, oh, we don't want to. My pastor over there said, I don't want to read. We don't. That's just not something that we look at. It's not something that we. I said, why? It's in the Bible. No, we're just that was the Reformation came and the New Testament. Jesus abolished all of that. Oh, he abolished God? What? I didn't know that. What? So Jesus changed the rules and told God to get away, and He's going to take over with the Reformation. We're going to have this new set of rules now on the Mount of Olives and all this stuff. No, monotheism is just a few minutes old, a few seconds old, actually. Monotheism. There's never been just one God theory. There's always been multiple gods. Everyone's had multiple millions of gods. Look at the Hindus. So, people, please wake up. Please, please, people, wake up. I don't know what we're going to have to do to wake y'all up to this whole thing. Chad and I are going to have a show one night on the hemisync, and we're going to talk about these new codes that Chad and I are cracking. And then we're going to talk about the quantum field, and we're going to talk about manifesting from the quantum field, and whatever you vividly imagine, ardently desire, and enthusiastically act upon will come to pass, shall come to pass through targeting, focus, visualization, concentration, and practice. We're going to talk about that one night. Maybe tomorrow night. I don't know what's tonight.
Thursday.
Yeah, we'll talk about this tomorrow night for y'all, and I'll teach. I've been teaching for many years. I'm a master teacher. I'm a yogi. I'm a sage. I'm a shaman. I've been around the world. I've done my share of sweats, and I've set my time in Tibet, working with the Tibetan monks, and I've studied my share of many, many, many forms of meditation and martial arts. And of course, I'm a Zen master, and I've studied Kung Fu as my main form. I'm a tiger style fighter in Kung Fu, and I've had some jujitsu and karate, but that's kind of silly. But in my book, but you know, You guys need to really wake up and be reprogrammed, realigned, reorganized, and just get your thoughts and put all this other stuff you've learned out of the way because it's all been lies and propaganda, misinformation, disinformation. And I know some of you right now are mad. You're like, oh, I'm mad at him and he's crazy. Chad doesn't need to be with him. He's a kook. And I know some of you are saying that right now. But if you go back and you really read and you really study and you're really passionate and you really want to know, you'll find out that I'm right and that Chad's right. You'll find out we're trying to tell you the truth. And we don't know everything, but we know enough. We know enough. Okay.
Yeah, we're just trying to give that message out to people, and that's one thing. Like, we don't ask people to believe us. Go research this stuff yourself, and you're going to come to the same conclusions that we came to. Because when everybody's pointing at the same place after doing this, all the research, it's not a conclusion; it's facts. And that's what we got. We got a lot of facts that we've already went down these wormholes and can figure it out, and we know what they are. And listen, the matrix is real, and you can actually see through it. You can actually see what's coming once you get to know it.
Thank you, Marina. Thank you very much, Marina. We love you. We appreciate you very much, and we appreciate all of our fans, and we appreciate all the folks that come on here on all of our platforms. I want to say hi to everyone over there on YouTube, and I want to say hi to everyone over there on Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter. And I want to say hi from Strike Force News here to everyone who is streaming on all of these other platforms. And I want to say hello to iHeartRadio tonight, who has really been with us a very long time, many, many, many years. And um, we are moving to OBS, adding OBS to this next month, which is going to be a tremendous boost for the station and take us to places we've never been before. And of course, Chad and I both are also doing Spreaker and Rumble. You can also find us over there at Spreaker and Rumble. And eventually we'll be able to go live on YouTube. Now, Chad, I don't even want to talk about your deal because I know you've already kind of working on that. But I mean, this is a different kind of live I'm talking about. We're going to be able to have a real channel on YouTube, which is really hard to do. I have all these people tell me I've got a channel on YouTube. I've got a channel on YouTube, and I look at it and it's like the Three Stooges. They don't even have any idea what a channel on YouTube is. But it's we're going to have a real channel on YouTube, and
Oh
it's going to
yeah,
be like it's going to be like Roku TV. Roku. Roku.
yeah,
It's going to be a real channel, and we're going to hopefully have here in a while at least 1 million subscribers. You know what I mean? Or 1 million viewers. You know what I mean? And that'll get the information out all over the world. And then Chad and I want to bring in other specialists. I'm used to interviewing PhDs. I like running these PhDs off, and I don't say that in a bad way, but I've run so many of them off in the last few months. Marianne can tell you they just drop like flies, man. When they hit me, they're like, "Oh shit, who is this guy? What planet are you from?" I had one guy tell me that my last PhD that Sam brought us, Angel brought us, he was master in physics, master in this and computer engineering and blah, 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 blah. And he started talking and talking and talking. I let him talk, 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 talk. And then I started telling him all these things. And he's like, "What? Are you a Rhodes Scholar? Did you go to, what school did you go to?" I said, "The School of Hard Knocks. The school of like reading, and studying stuff." He's like, "Never mind." But it was so funny, because I'm just a country boy, I'm just a country boy who learned to read, basically, and that's really all you got to do. PhDs aren't; these guys aren't as smart as y'all think they are. Trust me, they're dumb as a box of rocks. Okay, many of them don't even put their underwear on backwards, and it's just terrible. I feel sorry for them. I really do. They've got a one-track mind, and it's terrible. But anyway, I love to have smart people on here. Chad and I do. We love to have smart people that can keep up with us, and have a level conversation and can be transparent, with us and keep keep a normal, transparent kind of equal, synchronistic kind of conversation going, And by the way, y'all, please share the show tonight. I mean so much to us. It will mean so much to it. This is a brand new show station for us, ladies and gentlemen. We came off Blog Talk Radio for years. We've done 5,000 plus shows, 23 years. We were in 63 countries or whatever, 123 countries, all over the place. Okay. Sony actually sent me a letter telling me that we were in like 120. You have breached the copyright on a song, and we're removing 3.5 minutes from your video in 123 countries that you are in. And I thought, thank you so much, Sony, for telling me how many countries we're in. So, we've been doing this 19 years, right? But this is a new station, and we're going to need you guys and girls to please share this thing as many times as you possibly can. Because we're working with the homeless. We're working with the homeless women and children. We're working building the crisis team. We're building the psychiatric PET team, the psychiatric evaluation team, to go out and ride with the police instead of the police shooting people and handcuffing people and jailing people, putting them in a cage. We're trying to get the police to ride with a social worker or a clinician to let them talk to the mentally ill first before the cops pull their guns out and start shooting. And we're working hard on that. And we work with feeding all the pantries, keeping the pantries supplied with food here because they're all empty. They're going empty. They're going empty. The people aren't giving. So we're really overworked here. We're broken. But we're going to keep going until I fall over dead on this thing. Y'all know I've had cancer twice now, and I'm sick again. This week I've just been feeling like I'm just walking around dead. I'm doing everything I can to stay alive for Chad and Mary and the team. I'm doing everything I can, to stay alive. I had a tumor taken off my kidney the size of a grapefruit, my left kidney. And I was in the hospital. Recovery was horrible. Then I had colorectal surgery that was major, horrible. I bled out for years, never went to the doctor. Hard headed me. Oh, I'm a man. I'm a man. Oh, I can take it. But then I ended up with cancer. I ended up with one of the most horrible surgeries in the world. So I'm going to be here as long as I possibly can. I'm going to stay. Boy, I'm going to cling on. I'm a Klingon.
Nah, you're
I'm a
a warrior,
Klingon.
brother. Let's be real about it. You're a warrior.
Well, I do the best I can, and that's all I can do is the best I can. And with a good team like y'all, I think we're going to be stronger. And with our audience and our fans like Marina and everyone here, I think we're going to be stronger. And we all need to be able to try and get along, try and have an open conversation about things, and not judge each other and label each other and beat each other up and call each other names. And that's what we're trying to do here is promote. Open speech, free speech, uncensored speech, transparency,
True
and
unity.
that's what it really takes. Yeah. And now I did say the other night that we will get rid of crazy people. If somebody comes on here crazy, just totally just off, we know when somebody's just off. We'll just get rid of them, you know. And I mean, I can't have anybody on here just wasting our time. So we do get rid of some people here. But now, chat, we'll leave them in chat, let them just ramble and ramble, and we'll let the other chat members like Marina just chew them up and spit them out. That's what we do. I turn them loose with the chat people, and they just eat them up. They beat them
Yeah,
up, beat the
Morena's
shit,
known for that too. Morena's
beat the
very
shit,
known for jumping people.
just beat the shit out of them. Why are you here if you're going to be an idiot? Like get out of our chat or stay and shut up. You know, but yeah, it's amazing. Um, Chad, you need to get back on air because I'm going smoke a cigarette real quick. We've got about 30 minutes left here. We can leave early tonight, or we can actually do 3 hours on this thing. I didn't tell you, but anyway, Chad, take over for a minute. Talk about something.
Yeah.
Change the subject. Do whatever you want. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. I'll be chiming in. I'll be chiming in every once in a while.
Well, I'm going to give you guys some breaking news on the war going on overseas. Some of the stuff going on right now. Um, as you guys see, that last night I broke the news of Russia, being attacked by the United States inside of what was it? I read it. It was earlier, but anyways, Belgorod. They invaded Belgorod with over 30 troops and everything else. All 30 troops that were supposedly UN troops are all dead. They're all dead. All the military equipment has been destroyed. Now you have Russian black ops that literally have arrested the biggest player on Ukraine's side for espionage. They just picked him up. I think it was like less than 10 hours ago. They placed him under arrest. They actually went, they found him in Russia getting ready to plant a bomb. They found a bomb and everything else on him. Um, but Putin's not playing anymore. I'm telling people, Putin's about to slam this hammer down. Putin's about to let it all run. And when it happens, people are going to be sitting there dumbfounded. They're going to act like, oh, that's not what, the news has been telling us. The news they've been telling us is Ukraine has done all this, and Ukraine is fighting off the biggest superpower in the world, and it's Ukraine fighting. Well, listen, people, it's not the truth. It's the United States. It's the United States putting in all their stuff. The United States is provoking a fight with Russia. And they have to do this. They have to do this. It's part of their story. They want this war to happen. No matter what we vote, no matter what we decide, they are going to push this war. And as we speak right now, I'll tell you right now, there's conflict being rained out right now on the edge of the Russian border. Not in Ukraine. It's right on the edge of the Russian border. They're mounting a fence right now that's trying to push forward, which we know it ain't going to go nowhere. The casualty on the Ukraine side right now is just astronomical. Thousands, tens of thousands of them dead already. In the beginning, they were talking about how there were so many Ukrainians lining up outside of the military, building, trying to be a military member, oh, I'm going to go fight for my country. Now to where they're starting to drag people off the streets. They're literally starting to kidnap people to throw them into the army. And they're only getting a couple of days training. Well, you got to understand, Russia has not even released their troops yet. Russia has been using World War II equipment, overstock that they had, and Russia's been using their own personal militia, which their militia is 10 times hardened than most United States military members are. A lot of these people that are in the militia for Russia are actually, black ops agents, ex-military contractors, personal contractors. This is what Russia has literally done. And this is why Russia is letting them play the war, because Russia's exposing all this. Like, look, this is the militia, General Wagner. If people need to realize who General Wagner is a general for the militia. A militia. He is not Russian army. Russia has only sent a total of 27 hypersonic missiles. That's it. They've only launched 27 hypersonic missiles, and not a single one of them has been shot down. And they've hit the target every single time. They attacked UN. They went ahead and took out the UN depots. There's no more UN depots anymore. They're all dead. All the stuff that's going on, listen, they're baiting them in. They're baiting
Yeah,
them in.
and the other thing people need to understand or overstand. I hate that. How did I say that?
Understand.
That's for all them sovereign citizens talk. I didn't mean to say that. If you understand, look, if you understand, you understand. Okay, but Russia's got what people don't understand. They've got 300,000 troops standing by, folks. I mean, come on. They haven't even unleashed the Raptors. Haven't even, they got access to Raptor 22s. They haven't even unleashed their 300,000 troops. They just been playing around with their prisoners. They let out all their prisoners, all their top maximum security prisoners, and put them on the front line. They took all these special ops guys he's talking about, black ops guys, special contractors, and all the others, and citizens and kids and 16-year-olds and girls, and just anybody they could throw on the front line, and conscripted them in. And they didn't want to use it. They didn't want to use up their energy. Look, if they decide to push the big button, and if it really, you're going to find out. You're going to know what's going on, because there's going to be a bunch of holes in a bunch of countries that are going to be the size of the Yellowstone over there. You're going to be hearing some air raid sirens go off, and that could happen any minute. That could happen any minute, because Russia's been pissed. They've been pushed to the max. The United States and Ukraine has crossed 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 lines, and Putin only said one. So something's going to happen, and it's not going to be good for any of us.
No, it's a ticking time bomb. And who's to say what's going to happen tonight? Our nighttime is daytime. Who's to say what's going to happen tonight here, or daytime over there? We all know that either Ukraine's going to push that offensive or Russia's going to attack. That's the only two options that there are right now, people. If Ukraine hits Russian soil, it's over.
Also, a misconception that all of you need to kind of replay in your mind over and over and understand that Russia is the richest country in the world. They have the most resources. They're one of the most powerful countries in the world. They're one of the most weaponized countries in the world. They're one of the most trained countries in the world. They're one of the most highly technological countries in the world. Some of you seem to think that the USSR is some old antiquated building with cobwebs on it with some old man with a beard telling people what to do. I don't know what you've got this in your mind. These people, Russia is the largest country. Look at Russia on the map. Just look at it on the map, how big it is. And then look at Ukraine, how big it is, and look at Israel compared to Iran. Okay, I mean they could just pick his. I mean, Putin could just let one big fart, and Ukraine would just be off the charts, gone. And so
Oh
they're
yeah.
just toying with them. They're just toying around with them. And this is why Chad and I are thinking something's up here that's way above our pay grade. And believe me, our pay grade runs high. Mine does especially. My information that comes in is from high level sources, and this is even above that. Okay, and believe me, the deep state. Those of you who think the deep state is the military industrial complex, forget it. It's not. Okay, military industrial complex is like a bunch of Boy Scouts. Okay, the intelligence, even over the CIA and over that, is the deep state, and we don't know who that consists of. We know that it's not all human. It's not all avatar. It's not all from this space-time elusive continuum in the now. It's not from this group here. We know that it's from other worlds, other dimensions, other spaces, other places, other times. Okay, the intergalactic, extragalactic council, okay, the universal council. We know that this is not what you think it is, okay? The deep state is not the Air Force, the Navy, and the Marines, and the Army, and the Green Beret, blah, 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 Army Ranger. Forget all that, okay? They're not running anything, okay?
Nope.
All they're doing is just taking orders from this invisible, mysterious group of something above the CIA. That's all I got to say about that. That should blow all of your minds tonight.
Blows my mind to think about it. And another question is deep state actually just AI?
No,
No.
no, deep state has something to do with our incomprehensibility. It's something that we haven't been privy to. We're going to be talking about some of this tomorrow night. I'll be revealing some secrets tomorrow night as to what the deep state might be and how it might function and why it might function as it does. I'm going to be talking about the I'm going to be talking about the the space wars that are going on right now. I'm going to be talking about diversion and psyops. And while we're looking at Ukraine and Russia and all this Putin stuff and all this little stuff with the little squeaky toy over there, Kim Jong Un, little fat boy in North Korea, all this real stuff's going on. Okay, they're taking over the world while all of you are looking flying your stupid Ukraine flags. For all the we love sex trafficking, we love molesting children. We're flying the sex. Look, we're flying the sex trade flags. Ukraine, yeah, Ukraine. Build some more biological chemical weapons to kill everybody with. Sex trade some more children over there. Cut up some more of them little 8-year-olds and sell them. Oh yeah, we love the organ transplant business too, and laundering money for the United States government and the trillions and all taking our taxpayer money and our pension money and throwing it away over there. We love you. We're flying the Ukraine flag. Next time you see someone flying the Ukraine flag, y'all just burn their house down. Idiots. Stupid idiots. I've never
It's
known of so many stupid idiots in all my life.
And here's the funny part. You got all these so-called people. We worry about the kids. We worry about the government embezzlement, but yet they're supporting the same damn enemy that they're fighting.
and we're selling nuclear weapons to China right now,
Yeah.
and Russia. How can y'all explain that? You give, you know, you're giving you're giving your enemy the weapons, the ammunition to kill you with. Oh, here, by the way, let me send you another $20 billion worth of equipment. What is going on with this? Are we crazy? It's got to be the biggest psyop in the whole universe. It's got to be a psyop. Why would you give your enemy the weapons to kill you with?
I know I wouldn't, but
They are.
yeah, that's what's going on. Like the statistic is, since World War II, every single bullet that has killed a United States military member has been paid and bought for by the military industrial complex. Like that should really grab somebody.
And Hillary Clinton has been famous along with all of these other statesmen and all of these other people saying, never let a good war go to waste. War is money, baby. War is money, 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 money for Halliburton and BlackRock and all these other major weapons manufacturers, man. We're talking trillions and trillions of dollars for the pharmaceutical companies. We're talking money, baby. Just go start a war. If you need some money, just go start a war. Send in an economic hitman and go to YouTube and look at the economic hitman interview and you'll go, "Oh my god." Go look at that, okay, and see what these economic hitmen do. They go in and they have the power of God, and they go into these dictators and totalitarians, and they make deals with them, and they take money with them, and they take drugs with them, and they take whatever prostitutes with they whatever they want, whatever they need, they take it with them and they get those guys on their side and they buy them out and they'll say, "We're going to start a war. We're going to protect you. We're going to replace you with some numb nuts that we're going to get rid of anyway. We're going to turn all of your people against so and so and so and so and such and such and such and such." And this is what they do. And the weapons manufacturers all over the world are just foaming at the mouth. Oh, oh, another war. Oh, yeah. You know, it's crazy. It's insane. And like, where are we going to get the money? Well, the taxpayers. They're just an ATM card. They're all stupid. They're morons. They're imbeciles. They'll pay for this whole war. Look at them, the wage earners out there, the proletariat. They're such a bunch of fucking morons.
And they'll beg for us to do it. On top of
Yeah,
that, they'll
yeah.
beg us to go to war. They'll
We'll
demand us go to
we'll
war and kill
convince
people.
them. We'll convince them there's a boogeyman over there named Saddam Hussein, and he's got weapons of mass destruction, and all it took was a little nitroglycerin bottle full of sugar. That's how smart our American people are. He said, "Yes, yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is what they have: a bottle of sugar, goddamn sugar, and they're gonna kill all of you with it. We got to bomb them in the morning." And
You're gonna
Bush
have
comes on,
diabetes.
and Bush
You're gonna
comes
get
on and says,
diabetes. Run.
and Bush, and Bush comes on and says, "We have seen, we have seen the poison that he got from his grandmother's cupboard." And
Are you
everybody's
sure,
ready.
Bush? You didn't get that out of your personal little Coke drawer, bud?
And then everybody's ready to boogeyman. Oh, there's a boogeyman. There's a boogeyman. We got to kill the boogeyman. And then, of course, 9/11. Look at 9/11. Uh, the guy that owns the buildings there, the Twin Towers, took out an insurance policy for like 20 billion zillion dollars about 21 days before the towers went up, right? Well, isn't that a little suspicious to you? I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe y'all can tell me. Maybe in the chat. Am I stupid? Maybe I'm
Well,
just a stupid old country boy. No, I'm a stupid old country boy here now. You got to help me because the FBI moved out of Building 9 the day it happened. They didn't come to work.
well, wait. They had elevator, maintenance being done at the same exact time. The day before, they had elevator maintenance. The same side that them explosions coming out the side were on.
Yeah,
Just so happened, we might be crazy, bro. We might be looking too far in it. We might have connect too many dots to where it don't make sense.
that's true. That's true. It's very possible. And that holographic jet, oh, I mean, that jet that flew into the tower, that was a
Oh,
hologram.
you
That
mean
was
the
a
one like
hologram. They
Yeah.
never
How about
found
the
one shred. They never found one shred of that jet. Not one. The one that flew into the Pentagon, all they saw was a hole. There was no seats, no toilets,
um
no toilet
the
seats,
new video? The
nothing.
new video from the Pentagon, it shows it was a Scud missile hitting it. They
Yeah,
got
I know.
video showing it was Scud hitting it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the American people, God bless them, they so one brick short of a full load, one French fry short of a happy meal. I just don't know what's going to
America.
happen. Drain the swamp. You know, our FBI is so crooked in the District of Columbia, that 6 square mile, not 6 square miles, not 10. That's 6 square miles there, District of Columbia in Washington, D.C. It's the most corrupt. The FBI is so corrupt, you can smell them. Like, you ever smell rotten fish? When you drive into Washington, you can smell, kind of like going to Houston, you smell all them fart smells from the paper plants. You going into Washington, you can smell the FBI office. It smells like dead carp have been in there in the sun baking for 3 months. It's horrible. It's horrible when you can't even trust the FBI. You can't trust the Department of Defense has been bought. The Department of Justice has been bought and paid for. Our Congress and Congressional has been bought and paid for. I'm going to read y'all a top secret document tomorrow night. I wasn't going to do it, but I'm going to read you an assassination attempt on Marion and I's life tomorrow night. And I'm going to read you a top secret document from Klaus Schwab himself talking at a meeting where I had an informant in there, Lieutenant Colonel, recording everything. You're going to die when I read this to you. You're going to die. You're going to fall out of your chair dead when I read this to you. So's Chad. He hadn't even heard it yet. I've kept it. He's in the inner circle. This is like the mafia over here. You have to really be a made man before you get a hold of these documents. But I'm going to read this document to you tomorrow night, and you're going to say, "Oh my God." And when I read that assassination thing to Marion and I, you're going to know what kind of work we do.
Listen, they're in there. Like I told people, and I try to tell people, he's the real deal. I've seen enough paperwork to know it's the real deal. And he's got paperwork. I'm not even listen. He's got no rules in the house but one, and I'm not allowed in his personal information. That's the one rule. One rule. I cannot be in his personal information, and it's because there's such top secret shit on there that it would even put my life in jeopardy just seeing the documentations.
Yeah, I just
This
don't
man
want
has it.
Chad's. I just Chad has seen enough documents that I've given him to know who we are, what we do,
Yeah,
and I don't want his fingerprints on my keyboard because I don't want him in trouble. I don't want him hurt. I don't want him taken away. I don't want him interrogated. If my computer, if they're going to come after my computer, if I get, because I do so many investigations around the world, I work with so many different agencies and different people. If they come after if they come after me, they're going to take my computers, all of them. And if Chad, they know exactly where this sits, and they know exactly where Chad sits. They know every move we make in here. And if his prints are not on this computer, he'll be fine. And he knows now why I didn't want him over here typing around on my computer. Marina says, "Cool, that truth." Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, y'all share the show again. Welcome everybody from YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And when we move to OBS, we're going to go to 14 more platforms. And when I pull my Anon folks in, my original Anon folks in on this, we're going to be streaming live over there, and that's going to be a trip. We have a lot of folks protecting us. We have a lot of folks watching us. We have a lot of folks surrounding us with energy, positive energy. And we do have folks that would actually do what I used to do and would come and extract us from a bad situation if we got into it. Now that's going a little far, but they would. I have confidence that they would do that. But I sure appreciate all of you, and I know Chad does too. We appreciate all of you being here. We just want to make sure y'all share the show because it means so much to us. Share the show, like the show, talk about the show, tell your friends about the show, tell your friends about our our missions that we do for the homeless and the mentally ill and those who are suffering and in pain and sorrow and degradation and those who have just given up on life and want to kill themselves. I deal with senior citizens every week that want to kill themselves, and I keep them alive. I keep them alive another day. Sometimes I don't want to because I feel the same way. And if it wasn't for Mary, who I've been with 25 wonderful years, and if it wasn't for Chad, my brother here being here with me, I'd go ahead and, well, I can't say it. I'm not supposed to say it. They'll demonetize us. But I think y'all know bonsai, bonsai, bonsai. They'd be
Listen,
calling me
people,
Bonsai Bill, you know.
this man's tired. He's been in some battles, and I'm not gonna lie, he's tired, and he's fighting everything he's got right now. And I know he doesn't want to talk about it. I really don't want to talk about it either. But this man's a warrior, and people just need to listen to what he's trying to teach. And what I'm trying to throw in with my little bit of knowledge that I have along with it. We're just trying to help as many people as possible. And these likes, shares, and subscribes that we get, helps out a lot. It might not be big in your world, might not, be something, oh, well, it's just like, yeah. Okay, look at it this way. It's just a like, a share, and a subscribe. We're not asking you to build us a mansion. We're asking you for something basic, and if you do get a chance and you can help us out, we accept all donations. Every donation that comes into us goes to a needy person, goes to help, the mission, we're all about it. And I do believe it is what money sign Mary Pound
It's
77.
already, it's on there now.
Okay. He put it up there. Yep.
Yeah, to donate, just hit that and donate. We appreciate everything that you all can do. I know everybody's running short on cash right now. I want to give you all a little tip before we go off air tonight. We got a few more minutes here. Buy silver, buy silver, buy silver, buy silver, buy silver. It's already went up double in the last 4 months or so. Silver is going to go to $1,000 an ounce. You know, I keep putting myself in a real position saying that, but I'm going to tell y'all it's going to go to $1,000 an ounce. So I'm telling y'all to go buy some silver, even if it's just 4 coins, 5 coins. Go buy some silver. I gave all of mine away. If Chad would have been here, he'd have slapped me. He'd have probably put me in a chokehold or something. I gave all of mine away to people who they felt special to me, and my heart broke, and Marion wanted to slap me. I don't know what's wrong with me.
You got a heart. It's
Well,
not nothing wrong with you. You got a heart. You
I
would
gave
rather see
away,
somebody else, have a little bit of uh, relief from the pain and stress of the world, and you would
yeah,
rather take their pain and stress.
I gave away $500 worth of silver coins to people that had helped us and loved us, and people that were in terrible, terrible pain. And oh my God, I just went home and cried. And I swore to Marion I'd never do it again. I did, and I won't. I won't. Chad and I'll help them in different ways with food, and when we get our grant, we'll help them. But I'm not going to give away what we need for our sustenance and our security anymore. You know, I'm gonna stop that because that's just stupid. I just stupid sometimes.
It
you
happens.
know.
Having a heart is not a logical thing, you know.
By the way, I just rolled up some of your damn menthol shit, and I'm about to throw up here. I thought it was I I thought it was my tobacco, boy, and I rolled up some of your stuff, and it just I got outside there, and I was ready to smoke my cigarette, and I just went, Chad, he's attacked my bowl. He's taken over my tobacco bowl.
Well, good thing you didn't get the red barn roof in,
Oh, I'd
stuff.
be, I'd
You
oh, I'd
know what
be,
I mean?
I wouldn't
Listen,
even be able
people,
to be here on air.
Red Roof Dispensary out where we're at in the Northwest. Amazing people. If you come out this way, recommend them. They will take care of you. You can ask him about their candies. Like,
Oh, I can't even do. I don't. See, I don't do any drugs of any kind. And I got some of this stuff, and they said, "Oh, it's got a little THC in it." And I went, "Oh, I can't really do that." She said, "Oh, it'll be fine. It's just candy. It's like candy." It's. She said, "I said I can't do nothing but CBD. That's all I want. CBD. I don't do marijuana. I can't stand it. It makes my heart hurt. It makes me paranoid. I eat everybody's potato chips. I run around eating shit off everybody's food in the restaurant. Look like a monkey." And she's like, "No, no, no. This is just a little THC." I said, okay.
1.3%.
So I come home and pop one of those things in. Oh my God, your face went, wow, you look like doesn't he look like a Borg? Whoa, what happened? Dude, what'd you do to yourself? Wow.
I'm evolving.
Oh man, I'm scared.
Do
Oh yes,
not
look
eat
at
the
this.
candies.
Marina, look at this. He looks like he's turning into some kind of robot or something.
I see it. I see it.
God,
Holy shit.
shit. What is going on with this guy?
Man, this is some good stuff, bro.
but anyway, I took this candy, little round ball, and it tasted kind of sour. She said, "Oh, it's candy. It's candy. It's blueberry." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever, blueberry." But I took it, and then 30 minutes later, I'm high as a kite. I'm like, oh. Marion's took one. Marion's like, "I'm gonna take one too." Candy. And Mary and I are both sitting up here like two idiots, stoned out of our heads. I don't feel right. Do you? No, I don't feel right either. And Chad's back there. You know, I don't do that shit, man. And I'm like, I can't handle it. I'm a wuss when it comes to that kind of stuff. I don't even drink anymore. I don't do nothing anymore. I'm a
Mm-mm.
wallflower. I don't do anything anymore.
The nah. The worst thing you do is your Dr. Pepper, man. That's it.
Yeah, I
Like
know. I know.
seriously, people, that is his worst thing he does is Dr. Pepper.
She's
That's
in
his hardest
tears.
drug.
Marina's in tears of laughter. It's just this.
Marina, remember that day that
What?
I was messing with the psychedelics about 2 years ago, and I was online and I was letting it kick in, and I was all like, "Oh my god, I'm so high." Yeah, that's how they were off that candy. Like they were ripped. It was pretty funny.
No more
They didn't
candy
feel no
for
pain.
us.
They didn't feel any pain.
Oh no, no. And I'll never listen to anybody like that candy bullshit again. You want a little candy, little girl? You want some candy, little girl? Oh yeah. Oh, this is really, really good, Daddy. Oh, I'm like, oh, fuck. No, no, no. That stuff will turn you into some kind of pervert or something. I'm not taking that shit. That's
I'm a
dysfunctional.
unicorn.
Oh, Marina says I most certainly did. She's like,
Yeah.
no, look, I don't want to turn into some weirdo or something. That shit, those little balls. I've got little balls now, but I don't want to take no more little balls. I tell you, right now, I don't want. I'm getting nasty. I'm sorry. I always do this. I mess up the show. Sorry. But you know how it is when you get old. Your balls shrink up. But anyway, uh, guess what a quinceanera is all about for boys, by the way. They're, the boys are considered, yeah, but never mind. But anyway, well, ladies and gentlemen, we love you. We love you. We love you. We're going to go. Marina and all the rest of you listening, Sandy, everybody, we love y'all. And please share the show. I'm really don't beg people, but I'm begging you, me and Chad both, share the show, share the show, share the show, share the show. Talk about us, sing about us, go to church, tell the pastor about us. No, well, better not do that.
I'll make a deal. I'll make a deal with all the fans and all of our viewers. If we can get at least 3,000 views on this video here registered, I might just go in a pair of thong pictures and just put it out for the ladies.
Oh, ho, ho, ho,
Ladies,
ho. You
ladies,
heard it here. You heard it here. I've got
3,000
a
views ain't much.
I've got a picture of my thong on Instagram. I'll send y'all. I'll put it
I've
up too.
seen it.
I'm laying there like this. I look kind of gay, really. I kind of talk kind of gay too when I get really silly. But they're all laughing. Look at Marina. But I'm like, "What's your name, son? Fabio. What's yours?" I'll tell you all the Fabio story one night. Yeah, baby, Marina says. We love y'all. We're gonna go. We gotta get out of here, man. We love y'all, and we'll see you tomorrow night. And like I said, share the show like you just crazy, crazy, crazy mania sharing. And we love y'all. And if you need us, we're always here. And if we can extract you and you're not too far away, we have connections now with our lieutenant colonel with Civil Air Patrol. We have air support. We have other support here and there. And so just let us know what's going down. if you want to move up here and get some big community going when we get the Center for Living, Loving, and Learning that we're building, y'all can come on up and just take a spot and move in. We're going to have yurts out there. You know what yurts are? We're going to have yurts out there and all that kind of stuff, and it's going to be great. So y'all take care, and we're leaving, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Same time, same channel.